descent into the wormhole, where we discuss everything from ancient civilizations to modern day social issues and everything in between. I'm Les.
And I'm Stevie J, and today we're going to take a deep dive into the pyramids and who built them and why. So grab your coffee, set that cruise control, and let's get into it.
Like, what are they? Come on.
What, why, how, huh? Like, yeah, it's so true. It's like, and you know, there's so many different aspects to this discussion, because there's what the mainstream will say, there's what people just in general think, and you know, like, how were they built? Why were they built? What the heck are they? Like, they're these big structures in the middle of a desert, talking about the Giza pyramids. But you know, there's also pyramids all around the world, and people may not know it, but they're interconnected as well. So
yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's very interesting when you really dig down into it. It just keeps getting deeper and deeper. You're like, how did they do this? Because they're aligned with the constellations, and they're aligned with the precession that they, and the time that they were built in, and they have structures that mirror themselves in the sky. It is insane, the precision, the actual precision of the structures in itself.
And what they want to tell us is they did it with two rocks. they did it by banging rocks together.
If someone can, then here's the thing, if they want to tell us that, then they would have to show us how it's done. Like, actually go out and build one exactly the way it's done with the tools that you said. If that's what you want me to believe, and that's what you want me to buy, you got to show me, because I'm not just going to take your word for it, because logically it doesn't make sense.
People are very skilled, right? So the statue of David, like other magnificent sculptures, but they're not replicated in identity, are they? Like identically,
right?
They didn't make two statues of David.
No, it was a one and done.
The artist did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
he was done and out of there. And so, but with the pyramids, you see that replicated over and over and over again. The precision. Why were the pyramids built?
Exactly.
They were built precisely, and they were built, you know, with such technical genius, really. But why?
They're saying now that the pyramids were built way before they even thought they were, because the weathering on the Sphinx is not wind, it's water. So they think that it was built on the River Nile, and the Nile has just receded. So the Nile still runs underneath. So you've got the water running underneath, and the water is a conductor.
Yes.
So was it a power plant? Was it a communication device? Was it an energy something? What was it that they needed the water for? Because you're not allowed in those areas. And there's something, I think it's the library or something they're saying is underneath the left paw of the Sphinx. And the government of Egypt will not allow anyone in there.
Right.
No one. And I think it's because if we find out what's in there, it'll be kind of cracking the code to the universe, and cracking the code to who we actually are and how we actually got here, that it would break everybody's brain. If it's going to break my brain, at least I want to break my brain with the truth.
Right. Yes. Break it with the truth.
Yeah.
We just, and that's all we want. Like we just want to know what the truth is. And do you think they're also worried that there's maybe, like you said, you know, there's truth down there, and there's like the real answers. But do you think there's some kind of switch to turn the pyramids on?
Yes.
Like the people who built the pyramids were either a human race who were very primitive, or they would be completely unable to build these structures at that time.
Right.
In the way that it was explained, or that the way that the mainstream explains it. Now, that's a pretty big assumption to make, given that, I don't know, like, you weren't around then, I wasn't around then. So nobody on this earth right now was around when the pyramids were built. So nobody really knows. They only know what was passed down.
Yes, but I will stop you there. Many of us may have been there. We just don't remember. Reincarnation, baby. Reincarnation. But you're absolutely right. We can't say that they were unintelligent. How can we say that when we are fascinated? Why are we so fascinated with a group of a bunch of people that were cavemen, essentially, is how they would like us to believe it, Why are we so fascinated? Because they were more advanced. They knew things far beyond our knowledge base could ever take us at this moment.
And if it was such a simple thing, and if they were such a simple people,
we should,
and we're so smart, why haven't we figured it out?
Exactly. It makes us the dum-dums.
But what we've done also in society throughout thousands of years, and since probably the time of the pyramids, is we've lost our way when it comes to a spiritual and energetic connection to the universe.
Everything that you're looking for is within you already. Like it's not outside of you. I think we are the button. I think it could be our third eye or something. Maybe our chakras need to be at a certain vibrate. I don't know, but I think we are the button, and that's why they want to constantly keep us energetically and spiritually held down, and not allowing us to ascend, essentially, to get to different ascensions, because we will figure it out, and then they're screwed. When we figure out how powerful we are, they're screwed. Obviously, the ancient Egyptians, they had it figured out. They knew what they were doing, and connecting the world in the way they did. They connected the world in such a way that like our cell phones never could. Like, you thought the iPhone was fantastic. This is epic. Like, it's incredible. And I've been to Chichen Itza in Mexico. I've been to the pyramids there. And the feeling you get when you're in it is just, I just wanted to touch all the rocks. That's what I wanted to do. The bigger, like the main period, the main one there, you can't really get close to it. Just the way it was built, because on the side of that one where the stairs go up, and for our YouTube people, I'll put a picture of what I'm talking about. The stairs going up on the side, on the solstice, when the solstice comes twice a year, at a certain time, when the sun hits it's a shadow, but it's a snake. It's an actual picture of a snake going up the side of the stairs. And if you stand at the very bottom of the stairs and you clap, it sounds like birds are chirping. So it wasn't just the ancient Egyptians. Like, this knowledge was spread out far and wide among a group of people who did not have iPhones. I think it was a mass plan. I think we were dropped here. People are gonna call me crazy. I do believe we are interstellar. I think that we were dropped here, and people got the download, or they got visited by mom and dad, came down to visit and say, listen, like, you need this in order to sustain life here. So this is what we're gonna do.
People can call you crazy. They're going to have to call me crazy too, because I agree with you 100%. I think that's what happened, and I think that's where we came from. And if you look at what's his name, Eric von Daniken, I think his name is, and he talks a lot about Bible references and linking that to aliens. And let's just call it what it is. Yes, there are so many references, and if you think back to let's call it biblical times, when people would see something, let's say a ship come from the stars, or a being come from the stars with light around it, they would call it something angelic. They would call it something, you know, they had to put a name on it that made sense to them at the time. And so, and they called it gods, and they called.
Well, I think they live longer too. There are recordings of rulers living for actual ruling for 500 years. Like, this guy ruled for 500 years. So I think because their lifespan was longer, because I think they did have more, they were more connected. And if you're more connected, then you don't, I feel if you're pulled up, if you're connected up, then the gravity can't pull you down. And you don't want to be pulled down, you want to be pulled up. And I feel that it has something to do with how we age and whatnot. And because we're told we only live to be 80 or 90 years old, then we will actually die at 80 or 90 years old, because the placebo effect kicks in and we're told, well, that's just when you die. Are we believing everything? Are we really? Like, is something embellished over here a little bit? And was it the truth, or did this guy really win the war, or did he just did he want everyone to believe it after, all these people, that are gone, that are able to tell the real story? He's like, well, I wrote it on the wall, so it's got to be true.
Exactly. Well, history is written by the victors of war, isn't it?
Yes. And is it true? We don't know.
Is it true? Who knows?
We have no idea. And that's why I think it's so shocking that they teach us this in school.
Have a great day, everyone. Catch you next time.
Take care.